Hello teachers. The first part of this video is going to be going over the paperwork that's in you all's folders, and then we will do the 4-H meeting portion of the video, and then we'll do the public speaking lesson of the video. So to get started, each of you should have either gotten already or be getting your packet of 4-H items for the meeting. That will include your student folders or Exploring 4-H books for our 4th graders, and then a teacher folder for each of you. For the teacher folders, they are included with those boxes of folders for 5th grade and up, and it says teacher. And then for our 4th grade teachers, it's rubber banded to your Exploring 4-H books, and it says 4th grade on it. So we're going to go ahead and go through those. I'm going to start with the 4th grade teacher folders and explain what all is in those, and then we'll do our 5th grade and up. So inside your folder, you will find a teacher letter just thanking you all for your support of 4-H and kind of explaining some of the beginning of the year things for you all. Behind that, you also have a paper roster. New this year, included in the email that gave you the link to this video, there's also a link to an online roster. We've moved some of our data to an Excel sheet, and so we're hoping that this will make some of our calculations at the end of the year a little bit easier. So there is a link there. The online roster is the same exact information that's on this paper roster. We're asking that you all will put that information on the online roster this year. There is a paper roster in here just in case, but you only have to either fill out the online roster or the paper roster. You don't have to do both. The information that we are asking that you input in there is the student's name, their gender, and their race. For 4th grade, you do not have to worry about project. So it's the first 3 columns on the roster. This roster is the same as what it is online. So you're just filling out the first 3 sections of that roster on that online roster. Then at the bottom of that roster, to find your class's name, they are broke down by grade first. It goes 4th, 5th, 6th. And then within that, they are broke down by school with an abbreviation for your school. So Boyd's Creek would be BCES. And then after that, they are broke down by teacher's last name in alphabetical order. If you have any issues finding your roster, please let me know. Happy to help you with that. If we see a class in your classroom more than once, they are broke down with the grade number, so it'd be a 4, then -1, -2, -3, etc. So an example of that, if we see a 4th grade class in Miss White's room twice, the first time we see her, that class would be 4-1, and then the second time we see that class would be 4-2. Again, if you have any questions about that, please let me know. We are happy to help you with that. Then behind those pages, you will have a pink packet in your folder. These are the standards that are aligned to all of the 4-H activities that we will do throughout the year. They are broke down by grade for the standards, and they include the learning objectives too, so that's included for each of our 4-H activities. Then on the other side of your folder, you will see a responsibilities for your officers. You will use this to help elect your officers for the year. You will be electing a president, a vice president, a secretary, and a service learning chairman. There are some classes that have in the past chosen to have 1 or 2 service learning chairmen. That is okay. We just ask that you don't have more than 2. Those 2 officers can work together on the different service projects throughout the year within your club. This page explains what is expected of that officer and what they will do at each meeting. So you can use these to elect your club officers for your 4-H year. There is a spot on the top of the roster, on that online roster, for you to put in the names of your officers. You're welcome to do that at any point. Typically, we would have that done before our in-person October meeting, so we just ask that you have that done before our in-person November meeting. You're welcome to do it at the same time, that right before you play your October 4-H meeting for your classroom, because in that meeting we will induct those officers for your classroom. If you have any questions about the officer roles, please let me know. Then behind that, you have a yellow club incentives form explaining what is required of classrooms in order to qualify for our Club of the Year and Gold level clubs. Some of these requirements at the bottom have changed a little bit this year, so I'm just going to go over those right quick. The percentage scores will be given in the following areas. So club meetings, the kids that are present for those meetings, and then within that, the number of kids participating in our club activities at those meetings. So November, that's the number of speeches given. January, the number of posters turned in. February, the numbers of essays turned in. And March, the number of entries for the photography contests that are turned in. The number 3 is the attendance at our countywide officer training that will be held on November 1st. We will talk more about that in our 4-H club meeting. And then the number of Golden Eagle winners within your classroom. If you have any questions on that, please let me know. For the clubs of the year, 2 will be given countywide for each grade level, and then our gold level club members, you have to meet a minimum of 65% participation to be eligible for that award. Then the next thing you have in your folder is a calendar for our November club meetings. This has the times for each school on there and where we're at on what day. These times and schedules have already been set with administrations at each school. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. And then the last thing you will have in your folder is a yellow copy of the October newsletter for the month. And this is just your copy. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. Each of the kids also has their own copy in their folder. Then for our 5th grade teachers and up, not much of the information in your folders is different. Oh, I forgot, 4th grade teachers, you also have one of these orange pages. This is the schedule for the days that we will be at your schools. So both 4th grade teachers and 5th and 6th grade teacher folders have this in there with the individual days that will be at your school. 5th grade, you also have a copy of the teacher letter explaining, again, the roster. You have a paper copy of the roster. Again, you only have to, if you do it online, you do not have to fill out this paper copy. This paper copy can actually be for your secretary if they want it, or they can put it in their book. A copy of the newsletter again, and the monthly schedule. This schedule is for November. For everybody, the October meeting is a virtual meeting, so we will not be in person until November. You also have an officer responsibility page. Again, elect your officers before you play your October video because we will install them as officers in that video. The next thing our 5th and 6th grade teachers have that is different than our 4th grade book is a project selection guide. This guide has been updated, so there are some new and changed project areas on this guide. Please use this to let your 4-Hers select the project that they want to learn more about this year. We have 28 projects on here, so there is something for everybody if they have an interest in it. You have 2 copies of this in your folder. 5th and 6th grade teachers, we ask that you put that topic, that project area topic, on the roster where it asks for project area. Then you all have, again, the club incentives for the year, and then the pink packet of our project, 4-H project standards that are aligned to our activities. So that is all the information that is in your teacher folders. The next thing I want to go over is our project page. They have been updated this year. They look a little bit different, and everybody will actually get the same project page. So once the kids have selected their project and you put it on the roster, we'll go over this with them in the 4-H meeting portion, but they will put their name, grade, teacher, so the teacher's classroom, we actually see those kids in, and then their project. So this project should be the same as what they selected on the roster. So that will complete the top information on this project page. Then from there, the kids get to choose 2 goals that they want to work on for the year related to that project. So for example, if a kid is in the horse project and their goals for the year might be to learn 3 horse breeds, and then their second goal could be to learn the 5 basic coat colors of the horse. So they would complete that section for their goals for the year. We want them to be SMART goals, so specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and timely. And so we don't want a kid that's, if they're in the horse project, to say, I want to learn every single horse breed there is known to man. They may not be able to accomplish that year. But if they set a reasonable goal, then that's more achievable for them within their 4-H year. So those are their goals. We will talk on the back about what they will do to help achieve those goals. Then they have just a general 4-H word search at the bottom. This is just a fun activity for them to use. I know a lot of teachers use these project sheets in school class time. So again, activities that are relating to the class time that they are in, you guys are welcome to use these as well. Then on the back side, the top of the page is a career search. So you want them to research a career related to their project area. So for example, again, a kid that's in the horse project, they may research a speed sales representative or a veterinarian or a horse trainer. And so they'll complete the information on there related to that career that is related to their project. Then we'll move to the bottom. This is the biggest difference on the project sheet. So instead of having different project sheets that have specific questions to each individual project, these are general questions that kid will answer related to their project. So this section is called Do Your Research, and so the first thing that they will do is select a topic related to their project. So for example, if a kid is in the wildlife project, they may select to research native trees to Tennessee. So they would not just write their project again, they would write a topic, select a topic related to that project area. So it's more specific than their general topic. Then from there, based on that topic that they have selected, they're going to give us 5 vocabulary words and definitions related to that topic area. Then the next part is they're going to tell us 3 facts that are related to that topic. So again, if they're researching native trees, they could give us 3 different facts on 3 different native trees, anything related to that topic that they have researched and they know to be factual. Then the last part is they're going to draw a picture related to their project area. So this is where their kids can allow their creativity to flow. If they're more of a visual learner, this is their time to let that shine. Teachers, you are welcome to expand on this as you would like. If you want to turn this into a project, maybe a presentation, something more that they do in the classroom, you are welcome to. The goal of this page is for it to have more flexibility for you as teachers and them as 4-Hers that are learning about that project. So if you want to expand on that, maybe develop it into a little bit more, you're welcome to. But at the end of the day, if a 4-Her just completes the minimum on this page for their project area, this is a completed project work for the year, and that can be turned in as part of their Golden Eagle Award or just as a completed project folder. For the completed project folders and Golden Eagle Awards, we will be to your school on April 5th, 2023 to pick up these project pages and Golden Eagle Awards. We ask that you have them in the office that morning. I know that's a long way away. You'll get lots of reminders, but we ask that you have them to you that morning in order for us to make our way across the county to pick them up. And then the other thing we'll be back to pick up that your kids have in their project book is their 4-H enrollment forms. Typically in a normal year, we would fill these out in class during the October meeting, but this year I'm going to be around on October 20th to pick up these enrollment forms so we can start getting those in the system. You will see some changes to our 4-H staff this year. Right now, we are in the process of hiring a new 4-H agent and a program assistant. So that is why our meeting is virtual for this year. Once we get those 2 positions filled, we will be back in person in November with our normal club structure. In November, we will be doing speeches at that club meeting. We'll talk more about that in the club meeting for the kids, but how the November meeting will look is the kids that are officers, they'll get somebody to lead the pledges, have a secretary's report, and then we will move into the speeches for those club members who have one ready to go. If you have any questions about anything we went over in this video or anything that was in the email, please do not hesitate to contact me, and I'm happy to answer any questions, especially if you are new to having 4-H in your classroom. We are looking forward to a great year with you all. Hello everybody, and welcome to our October 4-H club meeting. We are so excited to be back with you all this year and look forward to seeing you back in the classroom next month. We've had a couple changes to staffing at the 4-H office, and so that's the reason that our October meeting is virtual this year. But we'll be back to normal next month, so we're very excited about that. So today, teachers, if you have not already given your students their either project folder or 4th grade Exploring 4-H book, you can go ahead and do so. And we're going to get started going over that information. Once you have your folder in front of you or your Exploring 4-H book, you can go ahead and open that up because it has lots of information in there for you. We're going to talk about both of our books and folders at the same time, so just make sure you listen to which applies to your grade. So we're going to start with our Exploring 4-H book. It looks just like this, and it has some pages tucked inside for you. So we're going to open that and get started for 4th grade. The first thing that you're going to see is a Welcome to 4-H letter. You're going to take this home to your parents. It's going to explain to them what 4-H is and the opportunities that you all might have. It even talks about volunteering if that's something they might be interested in as well. All right. Then the next thing our 4th graders are going to see is their 4-H enrollment form. And then by 5th grade and up, you're also going to see that on the left side of your folder. Everybody can go ahead and pull out that 4-H enrollment form because we're going to fill it out. All right, 4th grade, your form looks a little bit different. 4th and 5th grade, at the top, the information is exactly the same. We're asking for your county, your school, and your teacher. For teacher, that's the teacher's name of the classroom that you're sitting in right now. This is your 4-H teacher. Then we're asking for your first and last name. And then for the next 3 sections, you have gender, race, and ethnicity. You're going to check which box best applies to you. Then this is where our forms start to look a little different. 4th grade, you're going to keep going. You're going to tell us your grade in school. And then it asks for email address. This is for your parents. If you don't know their email address, that's okay. You don't have to put anything there. If you do, you can put it there. We also send out a 4-H monthly email newsletter. And so all of the same information you are going to hear about in your paper newsletter, we try to get that to our parents too, so you don't miss out on any opportunities you might want to enjoy. So if you know it, great. If you don't, do not worry about it. The next thing it asks is you're going to start describing where you live. For us in Sevier County, most of us are going to fall under 3 categories, either farm, rural non-farm under 10,000, or town or city to 10,000 to 50,000. If you have a question, your teacher can help you with that. And then the next thing it asks for is your physical mailing address. A lot of the ways that we at the 4-H office communicate with your parents is through letters mailed home. So it's really helpful that this information be as accurate as possible. Teachers, if you could help us out with that, we would really appreciate it. But if you don't know your address, that's okay, but I'd highly encourage you to go home and learn it. And then the last line, it asks for your parents' name and if they are currently enlisted in the military. So this means if they're actively serving. If you want to write both of your parents' or guardians' names, you can do that too. And then that's the end of our 4th grade enrollment form. You can set it aside for your teacher to collect it. My 5th and 6th grade, or 5th and up, Under where it asks for grade and then parent email address, again, parent email, not your school email address, because your school email and my email can't talk to each other. So make sure that's a parent email if you know it. If not, that's okay. Then the next thing it asks you is your project area. Once you get in 5th grade, you get to select the project that you want to learn about in 4-H. This project should match the project that you've told your teacher when they filled out the roster for the club year. Please make sure you only select one project area. And then you're going to see to the bottom right side where it says activities. These are different judging teams, activities, groups that we have in the county that relate back to some of these project areas. If you see an activity down there you think you might be interested in participating in, you can check it. This isn't signing up for anything, just telling us something you might be interested in. So again, select one project area. It should be the same project area you told your teacher when they completed the roster. And then you can select as many activities that you think you might be interested in. If you select one, when that judging team, activity, etc. rolls around each year, we send that information to the parents of the kids that mark that they might be interested in, so you don't miss out on anything that you might enjoy. Then you're going to keep moving down your enrollment form. It says describe where you live. You're going to select one of those boxes that best describes where you live. Then it asks for your mailing address. Again, this is the physical address for where you live. Teachers, if you can help us make sure this is accurate and completed, we would really appreciate it. And then it asks for a parent or guardian's name. You can put both if you would like, but we just need one. And then you're going to tell us if they are currently enlisted in the military. So this means active duty. And then with that, you're done with your enrollment form. Again, you can set it aside for your teacher to collect. Teachers, we will be around on October 20th to pick up all of our completed enrollment forms. So with that, we're going to keep moving through our project folders. 4th grade, you will see a pink page in your book. This page explains to your parent what the Exploring 4-H book is and what you have to do to complete it. But we're still going to talk about it. Then the next thing that everybody should see is a gold page that says Golden Eagle Award. And this is something that you guys can work towards throughout the whole 4-H year. It's something that's earned. You do not have to win anything, you just have to participate. So you can see all the logos at the top of the page. Those are our wonderful sponsors that help make this award possible. And we'll talk about that later when we talk about what's included in the package. But to earn this, we're going to talk about what you have to do. The first thing is be an active 4-H club member in Sevier County. And so since you guys have all completed your 4-H enrollment forms, you've done that. Then the next thing you're going to do is participate in our monthly club activities. In November, we have our speeches. In January, we turn in our posters. In February, we turn in our essays. And in March, we turn in our entries for the photography contest. Again, you don't have to win any of these contests, you just have to participate. Then you're going to participate in at least one county event. So this means a 4-H activity that is outside of your 4-H classroom. Each month in our newsletter, we're going to tell you about different activities that qualify for this. And so that hopefully you can find something that you're interested in that you want to attend. Some of them are free, some of them cost money. It just depends on what that project activity actually is. Then you are going to give one project demonstration during the club meeting year. So this just means you're going to get up and tell us 2 to 3 sentences about what you're learning in your project area. You do not have to create a poster or anything to go with this. You're welcome to if you would like. But all you have to do is just get up and tell us about your project and what you're learning. You're going to participate in at least one club service learning project throughout the year. Each month we will give you some suggestions, but your service learning chairman may also choose to select a different project for your club as well. But you just have to participate in one between now and the beginning of April to check this off. Then you're going to complete your project work. For 4th grade, this is your Exploring 4-H book. And for 5th grade and up, these are the project pages that are in your folder that we will talk about a little bit later. And then you also have to complete your 4-H story too, which again we'll talk about in just a little bit. But all of this is going to be recorded on the back of your Golden Eagle page. That's where you're going to tell us everything that you did. And you're going to make sure that this is to the school before April 5th. Your teacher will give you a day that they want them back in the classroom, because we will be by the school on April 5th to pick them all up. So we've learned about what you have to do to earn this, but what is our Golden Eagle Award? What's included? We have some awesome sponsors that make this happen, and everything in this prize package is worth over $120. And so included in this is a Golden Eagle t-shirt that you can only get by achieving the Golden Eagle Award. You can't buy it. A Chick-fil-A coupon, a Ben & Jerry's coupon, a VIP pass to the Rocky Top Mountain Coaster, a 1-day admission pass to Anakeesta, a 24-hour plus ropes course pass, a limited package to the island in Pigeon Forge. And then our new sponsor this year is providing a 1 free admission pass to the Outdoor Gravity Park in Pigeon Forge. So again, all of the things that you will do in 4-H this year will qualify you for your Golden Eagle Award. So let's talk about the project work that is included in earning the Golden Eagle Award. For my 4th grade, you're going to complete this Exploring 4-H book. It has topics related to different project areas that we offer in 4-H so that you can learn more about the project areas, because next year you get to select your own project area. But at the very back of the page book that I don't want you to forget about is your 4-H story. In your 4-H story, you're going to tell us about what you did, what you learned, what you liked, what you didn't like. And we use these 4-H stories to help make 4-H better for you all. So we want to hear about what you learned and what you liked. So all you have to do is complete the whole book, but make sure you complete the entire book between now and the beginning of April. For my 5th grade and up, if you're a 6th grade and up, you may remember the project pages from last year, and these look a little bit different. We're going to go over that, but the first thing I want you to do is pull up the page where it says project work, and we're going to talk about what you have to do. While we talk about it, I'll reference our project page. The first thing that you're going to do on your page is set some goals. You can work with your teacher, parents, or even us at the 4-H office to plan out what you might want to learn for the year. These goals should relate back to your project. So at the top of your page, you see that it again asks for your name, your grade, and your 4-H teacher. So that's the teacher's classroom you're in right now. And then your project. This project on this line should be the same project that you put on your enrollment form and that you told your teacher when you filled out the roster. Then the next section is where you're going to write down those goals. So we're just asking you to set 2 for the year that you think you might want to learn more about. An example of this is if you're in the horse project, you might want to learn the 5 basic coat colors of the horses and learn about 2 new horse breeds. These are all reasonable for the time frame that you guys have to complete that, which is between now and when Golden Eagle and project pages are due in April. The next thing you're going to do is complete the 4-H word search at the bottom of the page, and then you're going to flip it over for the rest of our activities. For the career scavenger hunt, you're going to select a job related to your project area that you may or may not be interested in, but you know it relates to your project area. This might help you discover a new career that you think you might want to, or might help you rule one out. So you're going to tell us what the job is, a job description, and the education required for that job. Then you're going to move to the bottom, and this is a new section for our project work. It's called Do Your Research. We wanted to give you some more freedom with your 4-H project to let you explore some more information about that project. So what you're going to do is you're going to select a topic related to your 4-H project for this. An example might be if you are in the Wildlife and Forestry project, you might want to learn more about native trees of Tennessee. So for your topic selected, you would tell us native trees of Tennessee. So this should not just be you rewriting your project. It needs to be something specific to your project. Think of your project like the broad umbrella, and this is a topic underneath that. So then from there, related to that topic, you're going to tell us 5 vocabulary words and definitions that are related to that topic. And then you're going to tell us 3 facts related to this topic. So these aren't opinions. These are information that is proven to be true related to your 4-H project area topic. And then this is where you can let some more of that creativity show, and you're going to draw a picture that represents or is related to the topic that you selected for your research section. And then after that, you're done with your project page. Again, the goal of this is to allow you more freedom within your 4-H project to explore some other areas that you might not have before. Once you have completed front and back of this page, you want to return it back to your folder so you can keep it safe to turn it in at the end of the year. And you're going to look back at the requirements for project work. Again, you have to do a service project and a project demonstration. We talked about those in the Golden Eagle form. If you do it once, it counts for both. Then you are also going to write a 4-H story that's located on the back side of this page. Again, you're going to tell us what you learned, what you liked, what you didn't like, maybe something you would change. These stories help us make 4-H better for you all. And then you're going to put all this information back in your folder and make sure it is turned in before April 5th. And then if you have any questions about your Golden Eagle Award, your project book, or our Exploring 4-H book, please, please, please let me know. Your parents are always welcome to call the office or email me. And then with that, that is our project work for the year. So if you have any questions, you will just let your parents know or your teacher and they can get in contact with me. So with that, you want to put your project pages where your teacher tells you to put them, whether they're going home or staying in the classroom. You want to make sure that you do not lose them. And then you want to pull out your newsletter. It's a folded page in both the book and the folder. It's long because we have a lot going on, and we're going to talk about it. So for our October newsletter, we want to make sure that we thank our sponsors who make 4-H possible. These include the Sevierville Sunrise Rotary Club, the Pigeon Forge Rotary Club, Anacusta, Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream, Chick-fil-A, Farm Bureau, the Island and Pigeon Forge, Rocky Top Coaster, and the Outdoor Gravity Park in Pigeon Forge. If you are ever at one of these places or know somebody that's connected to them, please tell them thank you for making 4-H possible. These sponsors allow us to offer a wide variety of programming and allow us to do it at free or very, very low cost for you all. You can also tell your parents that we have a Facebook page and a website that has lots of information about upcoming 4-H things, so you make sure you don't miss out on anything. Now, I want you to look about halfway down that page, find the can of tuna where it tells us about the annual 4-H Hooked on Helping Hunger. Each year, we ask our Sevier County 4-Hers to collect 1 can of tuna or $1, and these donations go towards the Sevier County Food Ministry. Here in Sevier County, about 1,500 families each week go to the food ministry. So by collecting 1 can of tuna or $1, you are helping out those in our community. All of these donations will be brought to your club so that your service learning chairman can collect and count them and bring them to the officer training workshop on November 1st. We'll talk about what that is in just a little bit. So our service learning chairman may give you a day before then to make sure that you have all of them to the school so they can get everything counted and ready to turn in. If you are an officer, I want you to put a star by the next paragraph where it says Officer Training Workshop. Our countywide workshop will be held on November 1st at the Sevierville Middle School. This is where we will help you learn about the job that you have been elected to do for your club. The tuna drop-off will be from 4:30 to 5, and then all other officers can begin checking in at 5 o'clock, and then our workshops will actually start at 5:15, as well as a parent meeting at 5:15. This event does count as an outside event for the Golden Eagle Award. All right, then I want everybody to move down to our next paragraph where we see our watering can and our flower growing, because this is going to tell us about our Junior Master Gardener Club. If you like gardening or flowers, maybe even just being outdoors, this might be the place for you. Our Junior Master Gardener Club has a group for 3rd through 5th graders and a group for 6th through 8th graders. If you think you might be interested, you can take that home. Your parents can read some more information. And the contact information for our leader of that group is on there as well. If you attend one of these meetings, this does count as an outside event for our Golden Eagle Award, and it's free. All right, then we're going to move on down and we're going to see where it tells us about the Gingerbread House Workshop. This is a very popular event every year, so if you think you might be interested, make sure you go home and tell your parents about it, because spots do fill up fast and we can only take about 54 H'ers for this event. It's held on November 14th from 5 to 6:30 at Walter State in Sevierville. It does cost some money for this workshop, but that's because the students at Walter State actually make all of the gingerbread house pieces for you in order to decorate. And if you're like me, you love to decorate gingerbread houses because that means icing and candy. And lots of fun. So if you want to register for this, make sure you go home and tell your parents. They have 2 ways to register this year. You can pay online using that link or the QR code, or you can cut off the bottom of your newsletter and mail it and your registration fee to the 4-H office. Again, make sure you do that fast so spots don't fill up. The next line says next 4-H meeting. Your teacher can give you that date because they have a schedule for you. Then you're going to flip your newsletter over to your back page. This first paragraph beside the horse head tells us about the 4-H Horse Club. We have an active group here that meets in Sevier County that is full of youth that are interested in horses and learning about horses. You don't have to have a horse to join the 4-H club, but we do lots of fun activities and educational contests. This club meets on the 3rd Tuesday of the month at the Extension office. If you have any questions or you're interested, your parents can contact Miss Ashley and I will tell them more about it. It is also free to join this club. If you attend one of these meetings, it also counts for your Golden Eagle Award. All right, then the next thing on there is telling us about speech workshops. We're going to be holding one on November 17th at 5 p.m. It is free and it also counts as an outside event for your Golden Eagle Award. At this workshop, we'll give you some helpful tips and tricks on how to prepare for a speech, because next month each of you will give your club level speech for our project work and is what counts for the Golden Eagle Award. And you also have the opportunity to compete at the county contest. Not a requirement, but it is an opportunity that you are all welcome and hopefully will take advantage of. Our county contest is held on December 6th in the evening and will be at the courthouse. The public speaking contest for the club level is just participation. You just have to participate. And you may be thinking, Miss Ashley, I don't know where to get started. I don't know how to write a speech. That's okay. The rest of your newsletter has some helpful tips and tricks for preparing for your speech. We also recommend, again, attending that speech workshop. It will help you prepare for that county contest if that's something that you're interested in. As you read through the rest of your newsletter, if you want some more information about public speaking, we do have a video available on our website that goes into a little bit more detail than what's available in the newsletter. And that wraps up our 4-H newsletter. Again, if you have any questions about something in the newsletter or your project work, please feel free to ask your teacher or your parents and they can get an answer from one of us here at the 4-H office. We are very excited to see you all next month and are looking forward to another great 4-H year with you all. And with that, we are now going to install our officers for this project year. So teachers, at this point, if you have not elected your club officers, you can pause the video and do that now. For those that have elected their officers, you can ask them to come to the front of the room and you can locate the secretary book that was included in your teacher folder. All right, we're going to start with our president. The president is responsible for presiding over 4-H meetings. They will check with other officers to make sure that they are prepared for the 4-H program. They will assign club members other than the officers for the following duties: Pledge of Allegiance and 4-H pledge. They will also make sure that the vice president is notified ahead of time if they will not be at this meeting. During the meeting, the president will preside following the 4-H order of business provided by the 4-H staff. They will set a good example for the other club members by participating in as many activities and contests as possible. They are also responsible for assisting the 4-H staff in distributing and collecting all 4-H materials. So, if you are elected as your club president and you accept these responsibilities, please say, "I will." And then included for your president, you have a copy of the 4-H order of business that you can provide for them. And then they also have an example of the club meeting sheet that we as the 4-H staff will use each month. Each month, this score is what goes into the club awards that was included in your teacher folder. Thank you, President. You may return to your seat. Next up is our Vice President. The Vice President is responsible the week before the meeting to assign club members other than officers to complete the thought of the day and get 6 students to give a project report or demonstration at each meeting. They should remind members of upcoming 4-H activities and contests and encourage those to participate. They should also make sure to notify the president ahead of time if they will not be at the next 4-H meeting. During the 4-H meeting, they will assist the president in presiding over the meeting according to the 4-H order of business. They will set a good example to other club members by participating in activities. And they are responsible for assisting the 4-H staff in distributing and collecting 4-H materials. Vice President, if you accept these responsibilities, you can say, "I will." Included for the Vice President, we have a copy of the order of business and a thought of the day page to help you with your thoughts of the day. Those that give the thought of the day may also come up with their own as well that's appropriate for the 4-H classroom. Our next officer to be installed is our Service Learning Chairman. You are responsible for, before the meeting, discussing and deciding on a service project for the upcoming month. You may use one of the suggested projects in our newsletter, or you may come up with one on your own. During the meeting, you will report on the project that was completed the prior month and include the steps that you took to accomplish this project. The Service Learning Chairman, along with the teacher, should lead the club in selecting a project for that month and make sure it's completed. After the meeting, you should complete a service learning record sheet, which is included for you each month by the 4-H staff. Service Learning Chairman, if you accept these responsibilities, you can say, "I will." Included for your Service Learning Chairman is a copy of our Tuna Drive record sheets. They will bring this with the collections or donations that are collected for your club to the officer training workshop. You also have a list of suggested service learning projects that you can participate in throughout the year. And then you have your first copy of your record sheet that you can complete and turn into the 4-H staff at the November meeting for the items collected for the Tuna Drive. Service Learning Chairman, you may have a seat. And then our last officer to be installed is our secretary. Before the meeting, you are responsible for making sure that your minutes are completed for that meeting. During the meeting, you will take notes each meeting for those who participated and what happened during the meeting. This can include the date, time, and place of the meeting, contest participants and winners, plus any project reports or program activities. After the meeting, you will use your notes with accuracy to complete your secretary record book. At the end of the year, you will turn in your secretary record book, which should include minutes for each month that your 4-H club met. If your club did not have a meeting, record why the meeting was not held. For example, school was canceled due to snow. You may also assist the service learning chairman with reporting service projects on the service learning record sheet. Included for your secretary is a copy of the club roster and their secretary book that they can record their meeting minutes in. Secretary, if you accept the responsibilities for your club, you can say, "I will." Thank you. You may have a seat. We're very excited for the 4-H year and look forward to working with each one of you and your officers to make a great club meeting each month in your club classrooms. Thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you in November.